Hello, welcome back. This is second part of lecture number 14 of Marketing 5000 course by Mamurjan Rahimov at Webster University in Tashkent. So we talked about the necessity of intermediaries, and this simple diagram shows how intermediaries add value and help the distribution channel. So take a look at this first diagram. There are actually two diagrams here. The first, producers and buyers, they deal directly with each other, right? You see how many uh, connections are here, how complicated it is, right? But in the second diagram, intermediary is in the middle. So producers deal with intermediary, whether it's a wholesaler or retailer, and buyers are able to do one-stop shopping of all their needs in this place. That's why the term one-stop shopping has become so popular. Of course, now there is a trend of disintermediation, companies reaching out to consumers directly thanks to internet. But even internet sites now tend to collect products from many producers. For example, Alibaba or Amazon. They're also intermediaries. They're new intermediaries, online intermediaries. Okay, so there is a worldwide trend of disintermediation on one hand, meaning getting rid of intermediaries. On the other hand, there are new intermediaries which are more efficient, they're automated, low cost, and faster. So there are several typical marketing channels for consumer products. So B2C, right? So this is B, this is C. Business, which is a producer, to consumer, right? So here, producer selling directly to consumers. Then here there is one retailer. So as we go to the right, it gets more um, complex. There are more intermediaries. All of these are intermediaries between the producer and consumer. In the A, there is no intermediary. They're selling directly to consumers. So a long channel may be most efficient distribution channel for some consumer goods, especially those with longer expiration date. When several channel intermediaries perform specialized functions, cost may be lower than one channel member trying to perform them all. All right, so firms that specialize in certain elements of producing a product or moving it through the channel are more effective and efficient at performing specialized tasks. So you probably know from Foundations of Economics that one of the uh, main reasons for industrial revolution in Europe, which originated in Great Britain, was specialization. So this results in cost efficiencies and added value to customers. Now this is for business products. So this is B2B. There's a producer here, and there's another producer which is in the role of buyer. This is no intermediary, just like that, the previous diagram. Here there is one intermediary, industrial distributors and agents. We're going to go into definitions of these intermediaries in a little bit. So industrial distributor is an independent business organization that takes title, meaning ownership to industrial products, and carries inventories. Usually sells standardized items, although some carry a wide variety of items. Cost effective when a product has broad market appeal easily stocked and serviced, is sold in small quantities, and is needed on demand. For example, uh, home improvement stores could do this. Manufacturer's agent is really not owned, not employed by manufacturers. They independent business people who sell complementary products and is compensated by commissions. So they do not acquire title or take possession of manufacturer's products. Many companies they engage in dual distribution, the use of two or more marketing channels to distribute the same product to the same target market. Meaning they might sell directly, they might sell through wholesalers and retailers. For example, Dell Corporation, they started by selling directly to consumers, but as the more popular models were already clear, then they started selling them through Walmart as well and other electronic stores. So you can still order custom-made Dell computer online, but you can also buy Dell by walking into Walmart. Strategic Channel Alliance is an agreement whereby the products of one organization are distributed through marketing channels of another. Well, here we can view this as an example for strategic channel alliance, but in this case there is an ownership, right? So we talked before in the first part that Amazon took over Whole Foods, but inside Whole Foods they promoted Alexa, personal assistant. So it's voice activated personal assistant for you to get all kinds of information on internet, to place purchases, get the weather reports and everything. So it's becoming essential part of American households. So they try to penetrate these American households deeper. And since Whole Foods is organic foods retailer, they they're very good target market for uh, Amazon's Alexa because these are upper middle class, upper class customers. Now, this diagram shows selecting marketing channels. So while selecting marketing channels, you have to look at all of these things: customer characteristics, product attributes, type of organization, competition in the market, marketing environmental forces, and characteristics of intermediaries. For example, in India, many large American corporations they used well-established existing channels, small mom and pop stores and small groceries in order to distribute consumer goods because they have been well established and customers got used to this distribution network. So yeah, when looking at customer characteristics, I have to look at whether it's a consumer market or business market. Business customers often prefer to deal directly with producers. They're more likely to buy complex products in large quantities. So it's very hard to be an intermediary in B2B markets. Also, looking at product attributes, you have to look whether products are complex, expensive, or standardized, durable or fragile. So because it may affect many distribution decisions. When it comes to type of organization, we have to see whether the organization is large or small. Large firms are often in better position to have more distribution centers which reduce delivery times. Smaller firms may be in a better position to serve smaller scale regional needs. Competition also, first high or low. If it is high, highly competitive markets require companies to keep costs and prices low. So you have to be really efficient at your job if you're trying to enter highly competitive market. Also, many environmental forces have direct and indirect influence on companies' performance and selecting marketing channels and innovation in marketing channels. So, economic considerations, technological considerations, and regulatory forces may affect in a major way. Earlier, we talked about Amazon case. For example, Amazon came up with this patented technology of hot air balloons, warehouses, flying over cities and delivering, the products which are ordered online with drones. Now, this is patented technology, and what is holding it back is again regulatory affairs. The laws and regulations are not ready yet for this kind of innovative distribution approach. But for Amazon, this is a great opportunity, so they can shorten the delivery time. They can save on rent because you don't have to pay rent for flying over a city. So there are major advantages. And as you can see, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and currently the richest man in the world, has very innovative ideas. His team has breakthrough ideas in retail, in logistics, in supply chain management and operations. We have more examples from Amazon further in the presentation. Now, that is an example of intensive distribution, right? So, intensive distribution means to be available in as many places as possible. It is great for most convenience products. Multiple channels may be used, so you might um, sell both online, offline, in large stores, in small mom and pop stores, convenience stores. Selective distribution is done when you are new in the market and you just want to enter the shop with lots of customers, with a lot of traffic. And exclusive distribution is for high-end brands usually. For example, expensive car brands, Mercedes and BMW, they have their own dealerships. Same thing about expensive clothing or shoes. They have their own dealership, so it's exclusively distributed. And our local brand, which is called Real American Popcorn, um, also went through all of these in market coverage approaches. So first, Real American Popcorn, when it was introduced a few years ago, it was only available at movies, at movie centers, at cinemas. So that was exclusive distribution. And then they entered Korzinka and the macro supermarket chains in Tashkent. That was and other cities. That was selective distribution because Macro and Korzinka are the largest retail chains in Uzbekistan. And then once it became successful through very smart marketing, they went into intensive distribution where they're available in almost every convenience store, every supermarket all over Uzbekistan. So we can talk in later on, if we have time, we can talk more about the marketing success of Real American Popcorn. But here I'm just telling you how they went from exclusive to selective to intensive distribution, right? So it's a great case that I tell in my classes all the time, and hopefully soon I'll be able to write up a case about this company. So this is kind of side summary of what we just talked about, intensity of market coverage. There are three types of market coverages. Now, strategic issues in marketing channels. We're gonna look at competitive priorities, channel integration, channel leadership, coordination, and conflict. All right. So supply chains can provide competitive advantage for many marketers. So supply chain decisions cut across all functional areas of business. So meaning accounting, production, finance, they're all affected by supply chain decisions. So an effective and efficient supply chain can sustain a business in a variety of competitive environments. Inefficient supply chain can lead to increased costs, uh, and integrated supply chains lead to holistic view of the supply chain. Now, uh, what do we mean by channel captain? It's a dominant leader of a marketing channel or supply channel. It may be a producer, wholesaler, or retailer. And related to that is the term channel power. It is the ability of one channel member to influence another channel member's goal achievement. And my example for this is also from the world of retail. So Walmart is the largest retailer, the largest offline retailer in the world, let's say. And and we can call it as a channel captain or channel leader. It's a retailer which has a dominant in the marketing channel of marketing thousands of products to in the B2C market. Because it has thousands of stores throughout the world, and most of them in North America. They're able to influence the producers. They're able to influence other channel members in terms of prices, terms of contracts, and other major marketing decisions. Channel cooperation is vital if each channel member is to gain something from the others, right? So uh, in recent years, there is more integration among channel members in order to withstand competition together. So it enables retailers, wholesalers, suppliers, and logistic providers to speed up inventory replenishment, improve customer service, cut the cost of bringing products to customers. So Walmart has done it over the years. So and they're now trying to do it online as well. So because of efficient uh, channel cooperation in throughout the world, Walmart has been able to turn up profit even with what they call razor thin margin, which means 2-3% margin on average. And this is a photo of Apple stores. This one, it displays this futuristic glass stairwells, and they don't have cashiers, or they have consultants to help, and the customers can browse the gallery of products made by uh, Apple and get advice on how to use them best. So Apple was, Steve. This is also legacy of Steve Jobs. He wasn't satisfied how electronics, how his products were sold in electronic stores, because before Apple used to distribute through electronic stores, and most probably, Steve Jobs, he didn't see this excitement and great channel cooperation, so he decided to launch his own stores throughout the world called Apple stores. And then he said, we are not in the business of moving metal, right? We are selling dreams, right? So that way, that was his decision to open Apple stores throughout the world to get closer to the customer and to sell, not just to sell the product, but market the products they're selling in the stores. So I highly recommend you this book about Steve Jobs' innovation secrets. It's called The Innovation Secrets of Steve Jobs, and they're simply great, very enlightening. And I think it can be very useful in your business careers. I'm gonna have to pause it here. Thank you very much. And when we come back, we're gonna continue a little bit on channel cooperation and move on to talking about channel conflict.